Hey, hello everybody. Today is March 25th, 2021. Okay, so yesterday, our goal was to kind of go through this Venn diagram right here, as you can see on the page. Um, and we talked about the topic or the plot, okay? We talked about setting, time, we talked about characters, and we also talked about theme, okay? And we talked about each of those for each of the stories that we read. We had the lottery, then we had the Hunger Games, okay? Then we compared how both of them kind of tied together, okay? So that was a good lead in to exactly what we'll be doing today. Okay, so this is from page 162. Now as we jump over to page 163, okay, we're gonna go ahead and analyze some of the thoughts that we put together from yesterday's page. So you'll be using yesterday's page to kind of help you build this. It says, use the organizer to analyze similarities and differences between the lottery and the Hunger Games and what they might suggest about dystopian literature. Okay, all right, so first off, we've got the topic. Kind of the main topic is a lottery determines people's fates, right? Okay, so in both of these stories, a lottery is what determines uh, if they live or die, basically, right? Or if they go to war, or if they don't go to war. Okay. So then you've got to go find evidence from the book. Okay. So a lottery determines people's fates. In the lottery, it's Tessie. Show us her paper, Bill. Okay. That's direct evidence from the book, right? Okay. Now the Hunger Games. I'm just going to put this response up here. She reaches in and pulls out a slip of paper. It's Primrose Everdeen. Okay, so that's right there. I was talking about the lottery where they're picked, right? Okay, all right. So then we've got what the evidence suggests about dystopian literature. Characters do not have control over their own lives or what happens to them. Okay. All right. So now as we look down here at setting, okay, so what was the setting of the lottery? Okay, the lottery was they were in like the town square, right? All the people were there. Um, it's once per year. Okay, Hunger Games. Uh, it was I can't remember what the term was. You'd have to look back, but it was basically like a town square, also, right? Okay, it was within their district. Um, Okay, all the people were there. Okay, so then over here, what does it tell you? Okay, so let's just look. So the setting, the year is not known, some details about the place are known, the time of day is known. The morning of June 27th was clear and sunny. Okay, so you need to go find text evidence from the book in the square between the post office and the bank around 10 o'clock. Okay, the Hunger Games, we know it's the future because it says the country that rose up out of the ashes of a place that was once called North America. The town clock strikes 2, so it was at 2 o'clock. Okay, so what does this evidence suggest about dystopian literature? The events are imagined fictional and not specific to one time in history, suggesting that they could happen at any time. Okay. All right, so then I'm just going to blow this up so you guys can see it a bit better. Okay, so, all right, so the morning of June 27th was clear and sunny in the square between the post office and the bank around 10 o'clock. They found evidence right from the book, right? Okay, we know it's the future, okay, and then here's their evidence from the book right here. The events are imagined, fictional, and not specific to one time in history, okay? All right, so now the themes, different themes, okay? So the first theme was tradition. Okay, the fourth theme that they went with, or I mean the first theme and then the second theme was conformity. If you guys remember back, conformity is basically when you just go along with what everybody in front of you is doing, right? You just conform. You're like a sheep. You just follow the sheep in front of you. Okay? All right, so tradition, okay? One thing that I think of from the lottery is when they're talking about the other village who does not practice the lottery anymore, and the old guy was like bunch of a bunch of crazy wolves, or he was kind of calling them idiots for not doing it. Okay, so that kind of shows that there's strong tradition. Excuse me for the yawn. Shows me that there is strong tradition there. Okay, then we've got in the Hunger Games, it's the same story every year. He tells of the history of Panem, the country that rose up out of the ashes of a place that was once called North America. Okay. All right, now down here looking at conformity. In the lottery, be a good sport, Tessie, Mrs. Delacroix called, and Mrs. Graves said, all of us took the same chance. Hey, be a good sport, you're going to get rocks thrown at you, right? Okay, it's kind of crazy. And it's easy for them to say because they weren't the ones who were picked. Okay, and then we've got the Hunger Games. The other kids make way immediately, allowing me a straight path to the stage. Okay, so they get out of the way so she can go straight to the stage. Okay, individuals, citizens are willing to go along with the crowd. Okay, that tells us something about it, right? Even when a neighbor or family member is threatened, even when they may believe that what is happening is wrong. One thing that I think is a difference in the Hunger Games and the lottery, well, when Katniss, when she heard her sister's name be called, she immediately went, right? She went to go protect her sister. However, in the lottery, when the lady's name, when Mrs. Hutchinson's name was called, the husband was like, "Hey, be quiet, like quit embarrassing me, kind of. Just go along with it, right?" Compared to Katniss, who was like, "No, I'm not going to allow my sister to be a part of this," right? Okay. All right. So I want you guys, if you need to pause this and get everything written down, that's awesome. I don't care. You can just copy it from the book because these things are going to help us move forward with what we're going to be doing. So pause this if you need to and get this all written down, and we're going to go from there. All right, one thing I want to remind you of, though, today is Thursday, so let's do our reading first so that we can get our reading logs turned in today, okay, into Canvas. All right, other than that, just page 163 in your reading log, and then let's make sure that we're getting time on student application as well towards the end of class. Awesome, guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.